Hello Leo, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of the connection, so we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of the connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be using to pull a card from to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. The last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. All right, Leo. Let's jump into the reading. On your side of this connection, you have unlocked potentials with the Five of Cups. So I feel like this is definitely this energy of, you meet this person and you see potential. You're like, wow, like I've never felt like this before. This is exciting. There's probably a lot of good in the connection. But then as time went on, I feel as if either you kind of moved away from how things were in the beginning, or like the potential for the connection was never fully realized. And it left you in this Five of Cups energy, just feeling as if, just being disappointed with the way that things are going or the way that things ultimately turned out when things seemed like they could be so good. And I feel like that's why, this connection is in your energy. These readings are about who are you dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. And I think that, that can be people from your past. It can obviously be people that you're currently dealing with. It's usually the connections that are affecting you the most. And so I do feel as if this connection is affecting you the most at this time. Now, this person, they have second option with the Fool in reverse. So here's where I feel things got frustrating for you, is I feel it feels as if this person kind of treated you a little bit like an option. And with the Fool in reverse, the Fool upright is really this energy of, jumping into something to like 2 feet in, like, let's go, new beginning, investing with the intention of giving really everything you have. And I feel like in this connection, this person really held back from this. And maybe it felt like they were always 1 foot in, 1 foot out, just almost like no matter how hard like you tried, it just felt as if they were never like, fully invested in the connection. Not that they weren't, or that they were using you, or that they were, okay, I don't want you to jump to like worst case scenarios, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just kind of like wishy-washy, maybe even breadcrumby kind of energy. In between this connection, the wrong time and place with the 10 of Cups in reverse. I feel like divine timing, first of all, divine timing is always at play in our life, especially in our love lives. And if connections aren't working out the way that we thought that we wanted them to or we needed them to, it's typically because there's something better that's available for us. Now, in this connection, this is another card here with the 10 of Cups of like expectations of potential. I feel like you had certain expectations of this connection, but then you have this wrong time, wrong place card. It's like it never aligned. Like things have never fully lined up for this connection to work in the way that you're ultimately deserving of. The overall theme of the reading is soulmate. So I feel as if this is a very strong connection that you have to this person, and the potential that you see is probably very much like, wow, this could be so good, or, we could go so far, or do, this could be so great for both of us if, you would fully kind of, I don't know if commit's the right word. There could still be commitment there, but like if you were, both feet in, if you were willing to fully kind of show up for this. And I just feel like for whatever reason, this person's like, like I said, like wishy-washy, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I feel like things are a little bit more complicated here than, kind of meets the eye on the surface. So let's dive into this. Bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Cups. So I do feel like you're in this energy of just being a little bit disappointed, sad even, having certain expectations and having those expectations kind of ripped from you can suck. It can suck to think that, things could have been better if they played out a different way. But just because they could have been better doesn't mean it would have been better. Doesn't mean that you would have been any happier than you're going to end up at the end. All right, Leo's side of the connection. It's just because it could have been different doesn't mean it would have been better. I feel like you kind of had the rug ripped out from underneath you in this connection. And I feel like that's where a lot of the disappointment comes from, is I feel like, like I said, in the beginning, or at least for a while, I feel as if things looked very promising. And then out of the blue, it was like, oh, nope, like they switched it up on you. And that kind of left you going, oh my gosh, what happened, really? I feel like is kind of what this energy is talking about. Now, this Eight of Swords, this is this energy of limiting beliefs, being trapped in limiting beliefs, in limiting ideas of what's possible for you and what you're deserving of. And I feel as if this connection and the way that things went out, it's almost like the way that things went down, it's almost like all of these limiting beliefs of I'm never going to be loved in the way that I deserve, or I'm never going to have what it is that I desire in a partner, or things are never gonna work out for me in love. I feel as if this connection kind of seemed as if it was confirming all of those, especially through this Four of Pentacles in reverse kind of energy. It feels as if it's very much this energy of oh yeah, here we go again, or of course this happens every time, or I'm not surprised, this is just kind of how things go. I feel like this connection is very much in alignment with what you would expect in your love life. Now, one of the things we have to remember is that our expectations are the root of our experience. And it's hard because when we've experienced certain things for so long, when we've experienced failed relationships or, emotionally unavailable people, it's hard to believe that there's ever going to be a different experience for us. So we hold on to what we have experienced as this truth. And we say, this is as good as it's ever going to get for me because this is as good as I've ever experienced. And we almost limit ourselves to what's truly possible. And, of course you do, because why would you believe, you're not going to believe. It's going to be really hard to believe in alignment with what you haven't experienced. It's going to be hard to believe that you can have everything that you desire if you haven't experienced the energy of having everything that you desire, especially if you've been experiencing the opposite. So I feel like the rug kind of got ripped out from underneath you, and it was just kind of like, here we go again, this makes sense. This is how it always happens. So typically what that means is we got a cycle at play. Leo's side of this connection, Sun in reverse. Five of Swords, Six of Swords in reverse, and there you are, Queen of Wands, whether you're male or female. Okay, so let's break this down. I feel like you got some trust issues, Leo. Now, I feel like those trust issues are very valid. And I feel like they really came out in this connection with this person because maybe you did start to trust them and start to open up. And then when that happened, there goes the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Rug gets ripped out from underneath you. They switch up and you're left going, why did I even try? And I feel like there is a deeper kind of thing going on with those trust issues. Now, with the Six of Swords in reverse, I feel like this is this energy of you feeling very stuck in maybe the same experience in your love life, which I ultimately feel is the experience of not having what it is that you're truly deserving of. And this Sun in reverse card really represents our ego. Ego is not to be demonized. It's not something that you're doing wrong. Our ego's sole purpose is actually to keep us alive. And it's to keep us in situations where it feels safe and in control. Now, even if we're in situations where we feel safe and in control, those actually might not be what's actually best for us. So what I'm getting at is on some level, we actually have a tendency to seek out love that is very familiar instead of love that is in alignment with what it is that we desire. Because our ego says, I prefer this because I can predict this. Now, another level of that is that 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. So if you're making the majority of your decisions from your subconscious and you're not even aware that you're choosing familiar love over love that's possible for you, you're going to start to repeat these cycles of failed relationships or people letting you down, and then you're going to start to believe that experience is your truth, and that's all that you're going to be able to have in love. The universe is telling you through this message, no, that's not true. You're just a little stuck. You're stuck in a cycle. You're stuck in an experience, and it is possible to break out of that. And I feel like right now, this person is a good, through this connection almost feels like an opportunity for you to do that. All right, Leo side of this connection. I wanted to flip all the way around or hit the table. That's why I didn't take that card. Like that. All right, Ten of Cups in reverse with the Lovers. I feel like this connection in particular is really hard for you because I do feel like you very much view this person as a soulmate. You feel as if you've kind of found your person in them. And I feel with the Ten of Wands in reverse, that's why you've kind of been willing to, stick around, even though I feel you're not getting what you deserve from them. Because I feel like you're like, again, things could be so good, right? You see that potential, it feels so right. It feels so like could be so good, right? So it makes a lot of sense as to why I feel, you've kind of invested in this or, stayed in this is because a part of you believes that it's not going to get any better than this. Now, with the Ten of Wands in reverse, that is this energy of trying to take on the burdens of other people. So basically, like trying to fight the battles of others. We see this a lot in emotionally unavailable connections. Like if you are dealing with someone who's emotionally unavailable and you're trying to, open them up or like love them into being emotionally available, you're trying to fight their battles for them, basically is what it comes down to. And I feel like because you love and care about this person so much, you've kind of been willing to really be there for them and help them, especially when it comes to like bearing the burden of the connection. Like I feel like you've been really willing to kind of bear that burden, but in the end, I feel like you got disappointed by how things ultimately have turned out because I feel as if it just feels like they never met you where you met them. It's like you're here, doing everything you can, and I feel like you're getting really met, or because again, they're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? So you're getting kind of met with that wishy-washy, breadcrumby kind of energy, and you're like, what the hell? All right, this person's energy toward Leo. Also, Leo, this is my first reading using my new camera. So you guys are the first ones. I don't actually know how different it's going to be. It looks different to me, but I don't know, like once it gets edited and uploaded, what it's going to look like. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. Oh, wow, right out of the gate, huh? Three of Wands in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse. I mean, that's self-sabotage right there. Three of Wands in reverse is this energy of playing it safe, not wanting to step outside their comfort zone, not wanting to do things that make them uncomfortable. Now, here's something that they don't really tell you about genuine connection, about love, is that you have to get uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable in order to be in healthy, sustainable relationships. You have to be vulnerable, you have to be open, you have to put your ego aside, and you have to be willing to be a partner. And that is really hard. It's a really difficult thing to do, but it's absolutely worth it in the end. Now, some people aren't at a place in their life where they're like literally capable of doing those things. So it's easier for them to kind of like sabotage or push it away or not fully commit and kind of keep you, hanging and give you the bare minimum because the rest is difficult for them. It's hard for them to face the uncomfortable side of relationships. And I feel like that's where the wishy-washy energy comes from. Now, to you, I feel like you see it as a reflection of how much they value you. And I feel like it's important for you to know that their behavior in this has absolutely nothing to do with your value. And everything to do with the fact that it's easier for them to not try. It's easier for them to play it safe. This person's energy toward Leo. What does Leo need to know about this person's energy toward them? Now, I want to say something. I want to speak on the soulmate energy really quick. We all have many different soulmates in this lifetime, in every lifetime. And there is not one person that, we have to be careful that when we feel someone is a soulmate or is our person, that we label them as this is the only person that can love me in the way that I'm looking to be loved. And if it's not them, then I'm either going to be alone forever or I'm going to have to settle. Because when we put all of our eggs in the basket of that, we will overlook a lot of the way that we're being treated and a lot of the truth of the situation, because so much of us is like determined to make it work. And I feel like, you know, it's not a bad thing to be determined to make a connection work. It's not a bad thing to show up in the best way that you can for, you know, a partner. It becomes an issue whenever the other person isn't doing the same, because that's when it starts to become unfair. That's when the dynamic starts to be unfair. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. Because again, I feel like divine timing is very at play here in your love life in particular. This person's energy toward Leo. Interesting. Temperance in reverse, 3 of Swords, and there's the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's that rug ripped out from underneath you kind of energy. There's the 10 of Wands in reverse. I feel like that's just kind of alluding to the mirror. You could be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You definitely don't have to be. This person is frustrated that they keep getting their heart broken. But it's interesting because I feel like the reason they keep getting their heart broken is a result of that, like, 3 of Wands, and is like a result of their self-sabotage. It's like their behavior is part of what leads to them getting hurt, but they're frustrated with the fact that they keep getting hurt. It's like, I don't know, it's really interesting. It's like they're frustrated that they keep getting their heart broken, yet they're the ones that keep breaking their own heart. I don't know if they have the self-awareness to see that, though. You know, like, when you're in a connection with someone, and I'm not saying this is the dynamic that happened, but, like, if you're dealing with someone and that person pushes you away for so long, you know, they treat you, they half-ass the connection, they don't treat you all that well, they're wishy-washy, and then you get to a point where you're like, I've had enough of this, and you walk away, and then they end up hurt because they've spent all this time pushing you away, and then they're frustrated with the fact that they're getting their heart broken, when in reality it was their actions that kind of led to that, right? Or, like, you keep asking, hey, this is what I need. This is what I need from you. I need you to communicate. I need you to show up for me. I need you to be, you know, vulnerable. But then, you know, eventually you get to a point where you kind of, you know, you back away or you pull away, or, you know, then they're like, well, you know what, my heart's broken. You're like, well, I tried. And then the flip side of things, you know, say that, you know, they really wanted this connection to work, but then they're the ones who walked away from it. And then they're like, man, I'm so tired of getting my heart broken. And it's like, well, then stop walking away from people who love you, you know? I feel like it's something of the, like, those are just a few of the dynamics that could have taken place, but something like that. Like, they're frustrated that they got hurt, but yet it was a lot of their behavior was a core reason as to what led to things. Now, I am a firm believer, which is why I do these readings the way that I do, that it always takes 2. There's always 3 sides to every story, right? Your version, their version, the truth. So I'm not saying, like, it's only their fault, okay? We all have a role that we play in our relationships, but I do feel like this is kind of this lack of accountability thing that they're dealing with here. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. You can only treat people like an option for so long, right? You can only, I don't know, or like you can only be like half-ass a connection for so long until it's not going to work anymore. They're stuck in a karmic cycle here. It's a lot of reverse cards for reading. They're stuck in a karmic cycle. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I want to see if I don't know if there's anything more to this. It's like, King of Swords. So air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're stuck in some sort of, karmic cycle, karmic experience. It's like, you know, because karmic situations aren't a punishment, It's the way that the universe reflects back to us what needs to be healed. So karmic situations aren't the universe saying, this is what you deserve. Karmic situations are the universe's way of saying this is what you need to go through in order to elevate your life to the next level, in order for you to have eventually what it is that you desire. So this person's stuck in a karmic cycle, and I feel like it's a cycle of like pushing away love and then getting their heart broken in the end. And I feel like that is a big reason as to why things are a big way, like, I feel like that's what happened in this connection. It's like they pushed it away or whatever, and then they end up hurt. It's like, well, I tried. I don't know. It's quite interesting here, Leo. Quite interesting. Interesting dynamic. All right. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. But you can't change other people, right? You can't guarantee this person's ever going to heal or grow or make any changes to their behavior. What you can do is figure out what is within your control. This is Leo's side of the connection. Again, I want the cards to flip all the way over, hit the table. Okay, like that, sure. My gosh, there's a King of Pentacles. So I'm pretty sure we've seen every single sign in this reading. King of Pentacles, Death, Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like because I do feel like this connection has ended. Now, I'm not saying that it's like ended as in like, it feels like things are not the way that they once were in this connection. I feel like you're starting to really wonder if you're ever going to be loved in the way that you deserve, in the way that you desire. And I feel like this connection made you really hopeful. And then it feels like you had all that hope in this connection that kind of got taken away from you. And I feel like this reading is more of like this reading of hope. To say, yeah, things didn't work out with this person. And there's a lot of reasons as to why. There are lessons that you need to learn and things of that nature. But this isn't a reading saying that you can't have what it is that you're looking for, or even saying that it has to come from this person. I feel like this is really a reading to say, you do deserve more than what this connection is currently capable of providing you. And the universe is trying to lead you and guide you to that more. The universe is trying to take you to that Ten of Cups in some way, shape, or form. Leo's side of the connection. There's the cycle. Eight of Pentacles, World in reverse. Okay, I kind of want to clarify this Eight of Pentacles. I want to know where this Eight of Pentacles is being directed to. Because Eight of Pentacles is like energy, effort, like focusing on something, building something, giving effort to something. The Tower. So here's where I feel like, okay. I feel like you put so much into this connection, into trying to make this work, and then you were just met with the Tower. And I feel like this is a cycle for you. It's like you give everything you have to connections, you work on them, you're doing whatever it is that you can to make it work, and then it ends up all falling apart in the end. And I feel like that has you really struggling right now for some reason, specifically with this person. Because again, I feel like there's this energy of like you really thought this was it with them. Like you thought that you had it. You thought that it was going to happen. And then I feel like you were blindsided by it not. And I think that it's understandable that you feel the way that you do. Absolutely. And that's why I feel like this reading is more of a message of hope for you, or the universe is saying this isn't, you can still find a soulmate that can meet you at your level, that can match your emotional intelligence and availability, and that is willing to give just as much as you are. Like, that is still possible for you. It's almost like this is the universe's way of saying, yeah, this person kind of screwed you over, but don't give up on love. And I think that, it's it's so much easier said than done, right? Again, we tend to expect an alignment with what we've experienced, and when we've experienced things not really working out for us so well, of course we're going to believe that it's never going to work out. This is Leo's side of this connection. Ooh, that one feels important. Empress with the Ace of Cups. Empress with the Ace of Cups. This is like you. So you're showing up as the Empress. The Ace of Cups is like emotional opportunity. Like, so what does this have to do with this connection? Ace of Cups with the Empress. Oh no, okay, that Three of Cups came out again. The Three of Cups to me is this energy of like finding your people. Like finding, because there are people in this life that are like meant for you, you know, soulmates that are here not just to teach you a lesson, but are here to love you in the right way. And I feel like, you know what's interesting? Oh my gosh, yeah. Hermit, Three of Cups, Empress, you've mistaked this person as your soulmate. You've mistook this person. This is not your soulmate. The universe is saying the person that is meant for you or the love that you deserve and desire is still out there. And you can still find it, but it's not this person. Yeah, you've mislabeled them. This is about finding your soulmate. Now, the potential you saw in them probably was in alignment with what you're looking for in love, but, you know, there was a connection I was dealing with 5 years ago now. And I could have sworn to you, this person was my twin flame, my soulmate. And a big reason that I thought that was because of the potential I saw. The potential I saw in that person, the potential I saw in the connection. And, you know, I really thought, like, I was like, this is it. This has to work. If this does not work, like, I am going to be alone forever. I'm going to have to settle. Like, nothing is ever going to be as good as this connection could be with this person. And I attached so much of my potential, like, happiness, my idea of, like, me being happy to that person. Well, that connection didn't work out, and it was really difficult, and it was really painful. I learned a lot. I grew a lot, and eventually I got led to my fiance. And this relationship that I'm in now is literally so much better than I ever thought a connection could be. And, you know, it's important that we do remember that if rejection is divine protection, okay? If something doesn't work out the way that we expected it to, we are being protected from what wasn't going to work in the first place. And when we are willing to lean into that and to surrender to that, we are going to be led to what's best for us. I heard this, I listened to this video that I found, I think it was yesterday actually. And it was this guy talking about how we all have like an internal vibration that's like who you truly are. And that internal vibration is trying to attract what is meant for you towards you. So the things that are meant for you are trying to come towards you. And the things that are not meant for you are always trying to go away from you. Kind of think of like magnets. It's like the things that are meant for you are like trying to be a magnet for you. The things that are not meant for you are trying to be a magnet away from you. And he was talking about how we get in our own way from those things that are meant for us, that are trying to come toward us, by holding on to the things that are trying to get away from us. the things that aren't meant for us, the things that aren't in alignment with who we truly are and what it is that we truly want. And a lot of times, I say this all the time in relationships, we hold on to the people that we think are as good as they're going to get for us. We think that this is our only opportunity to be loved in the way that we desire, and we mistake these people as soulmates, and we label them as twin flames, and we look for evidence to support those claims, and then we hold on even tighter because we've confirmed this belief that if it's not them, we're never going to be loved. And all the while, what is meant for you is trying to come towards you but can't, because you're holding on to what isn't meant for you. So this is the universe's way of saying anything that leaves your life, any loss that you incur, yes, it's painful, yes, it's hard, yes, you have to heal, yes, you have to learn from it, yeah, you have to grow. But it's not a reflection of what you can't have. It's a reflection of as good as you think it can get. And when we learn to let go of things that don't align with what we truly deserve, we allow the correct things to come into our life. But we have to learn to recognize what is and isn't essentially in alignment with what you deserve. And this person being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not fully committing, not choosing you, all the things that you were kind of frustrated about, that's not what you deserve, right? So we have to learn to recognize that and say, okay, if that's not what I deserve, then that means this isn't meant for me. And I feel like you mistook them as like your soulmate. Now, I'm not saying they don't have a soulmate-esque energy. I'm not saying the connection isn't strong. I'm saying that the purpose of the connection is different than what you think it is. I don't think people are going to want to hear this. I feel like I probably just lost a ton of viewers. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. But if you know me and my channel, I'm here to channel the truth. As close to the truth as we can get. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. I wish someone would have told me, this isn't your person. Let go. Because my life would have been a lot easier. Now, I'm glad it happened the way that it did because I learned exactly what I needed to. But man, I could have saved myself so much heartbreak if someone came to me and was like, this isn't it. This isn't your person. That person is out there and you can find them, but it's not them. And man, my life would have been a lot easier. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. I think that's like one of my biggest whys for doing what I do is telling people what I wish I wanted to hear when I was in certain situations. Here you are, showing up in their energy. Queen of Wands. Ooh, Emperor in reverse. This person... Oh, okay, hang on, let me clarify this a little bit more. There's the... Oh, wait, okay, hang on. King of Wands, Justice in reverse. I feel like this person, in the beginning, like, really tried to be what you wanted. And I feel like that's why you saw so much potential in them. It's almost like they showed up as someone that, like, you'd want them to be. But then that person kind of went away. It's like the person that you thought that they were kind of went away. And I feel like that's because who they really were came out. Now, this Emperor in reverse is this energy of, like, control, right? When we feel out of control, we do what we can to control. And again, this person, wanted to do whatever they could to stay playing it safe, to keep themselves from experiencing heartbreak, which in turn led them to heartbreak. It's so interesting. So the way that they did that, I feel like, was keep you at a distance, push this away, breadcrumb, like, make sure that they had this control over you, but that you didn't have that kind of control over them. And that's not a recipe for a healthy connection by any means. But I do feel like it's a product of this person not knowing how to give and receive love in a healthy way, which has nothing to do with you. It's not your burden to bear. This person's energy toward Leo. person's energy toward Leo. Oh. This person is not in a good place in their life. Very unstable place. Like mentally, definitely, maybe even materially, physically. And I feel like they dragged you into their mess. I ultimately feel like that's what happened. I feel like they dragged you into their mess. And I feel like because you saw that potential in them, you wanted to help them. That's where this 10 of Wands in reverse came from, is you were like, I'm here for you. Like, I'll help you. Like, yeah, your life's a mess, or yeah, this is a mess, or you're a mess, or whatever, but like, I got you. And then at the end of the day, you just kind of got dragged into it. And I feel like you're now, I don't know, like, I feel like this person is dealing with things in their journey that have absolutely nothing to do with you, but their actions as a result of that, you're kind of taking personally, which of course makes sense because it's a personal relationship, but this is the universe's way of saying, listen, yeah, this didn't work out, but it's like the universe saying you don't want it to. It's not, the potential of this isn't what you think it is. Like, you might see potential in this person and what they could be, but there's no guarantee of that, right? So we have to learn to invest in people for who they show us they are today. And if this person is showing you today that they're not capable of fully like committing or choosing you or showing up for this, you gotta believe them, right? Instead of saying, oh, but I see what this could be if they did, because that's just gonna end up hurting you in the end. And yeah, maybe it was like, I don't want to say their fault, because again, I think there's 3 sides, but maybe a big part of why things kind of fell apart falls on them. But you can't control any of that, right? And if we're willing to learn from our mistakes, then that's where we hold the control to make sure that we don't repeat them again, so that we can stop attracting the same people over and over. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. Stubborn. Ooh, this person's got a really stubborn energy. The 7 of Wands here, it's like, and usually the 7 of Wands has more of like a positive tone, you know, setting boundaries and things like that, but I don't know, the energy of it just feels very stubborn. Like they're frustrated with the fact they keep getting their heart broken, but they're too stubborn to change, too stubborn to do anything differently, and that's the karmic cycle right there. Their ego is definitely keeping them from being able to experience the love that they truly desire. Now, let's flip it. Let's flip that mirror. How maybe is your ego keeping you from experiencing the love you truly desire by searching for it in people who continue not to give it to you, right? That's what's within your control. You can't control what they're doing or what's going on with them. You can only control what you're doing. All right, Leo, I'm going to hop on over to the extended. You have wrong time and place with the 10 of Cups in reverse. I'm going to pull 9 different messages looking at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. And then I have a advice card to pull at the very end. Thank you so much, Leo, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Leo, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all the good stuff on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Leo.